Hey, everybody. Welcome to Everyday Practices. And I have a special guest with us today, Dr. Grant Olson from Springfield, Missouri. And we're also here today with Vicki McManus-Peterson, my right-hand lady. How you doing, Vicki?
I'm doing great. Whoop, whoop.
Excellent. And Grant, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to chat.
Yeah, so, why don't we just dive into a few questions about your office. It's called Innovative Dental, and if anyone's seen the website, it's got this cute little winky thing. Who thought of that?
So, it was kind of a funny little way that came about. I was, sharing the idea after my wife so brilliantly came up with the name Innovative Dental. I was putting it in like an initial and sending it to a friend that was going to be our first hygienist in the practice. And looking at that, I flipped my phone sideways and go, wait a second. That looks like maybe an emoticon.
A little winky.
And so from that, Oh yeah, I mean, if you look back at our Facebook page, the first rendition I did of it, it was pretty terrible. But fortunately, we got some professionals involved and quickly corrected that. And now it's something a little bit more, I'd say, appealing. So yeah, that's kind of how. Yeah. There you go. So
I can really tell that you guys have a lot of fun. I mean, I think where your strengths lie is in your clinical skills and your aesthetics, but also in how you document and then market those. Those are three key components. If you do sucky work, you can document it all day long and it's not going to matter. And then if you do, great looking work, but you're not able to document and market it, that also does no good. So, I mean, first of all, you guys' brand is really cool. Then you're able to market from that brand, and you're also able to show off the fact that indeed you can do nice work.
Yeah. Using the social media, back when it was kind of fairly fresh, 6 years ago, it still has great appeal. And we can obviously talk and how that landscapes kind of changed. It's still a great value to be on social media, but man, back then it was like we were the only game in town when it came to marketing and paying for good pieces of work and stories of how we've transformed a smile on
it was
social media.
Low-hanging fruit.
And those,
right.
It was, yeah, for sure.
But your reach was really far because you're in Springfield, Missouri, and so you were able to get some of the small towns. I mean, is that basically, were you hyper focused on Springfield itself, or were you all is it a both and kind of thing that you were also marketing into small towns? Was it just social media because it was so cost effective, and how has that changed? I have too many questions. I'm sorry.
No, those are good. No, I like it. So when you're talking about like a focus on how you market and the targeting that we want to have for our practice, we know that obviously I'd say most dentists aren't going to turn away your basic fillings and crowns, even if they do cosmetic work. But what we found is that by targeting the marketing towards people that appreciate straighter teeth with Invisalign and veneers, same day, whether that's same day or done with a lab, just quality smile work, along with maybe, implant dentistry. So you start targeting people that want or need those things, and voila, you attract even great patients that maybe don't need those things. So as far as a marketing kind of philosophy, we've not just said, hey, let's just do blanket new patients. Let's target the ones we want, and we're going to get a whole ton of people that will be new patients of ours that don't necessarily need that, be great general patients, but we're going to be able to build a practice that does have, those targeted treatments. And we called those the big four in our practice. It's kind of what we want to be known for is, braces for the kids, Invisalign for our adults, and we even do some kids with that, but mostly adults, 3D guided implants with Sorona's technology being able to showcase that. And then, same day veneers. So you put those four together, and they really have transformed our practice because of the technology and the way that patients can now understand this advanced dentistry.
Vicki, I'm going to hog him, but
I got a question. Let me ask.
Do it.
All right. So as you were targeting patients, did you find anything that surprised you? Like, was there an age or a gender or economic group or anything like that was attracted to, I'm looking for the stereotypes here, right? So implant people,
yeah. So,
blah, blah, blah. So what surprised you as you targeted?
Well, so I mean, probably some of the most surprising things have been that, you know, there isn't this box that we want to put people in. I mean, I would definitely agree that if you wanted to maybe pull a percentage of number of people that maybe, let's say, do veneers in our practice, I'd say it's probably mostly women, probably middle-aged to older women, which is probably what you'd expect because of the disposable income. But I mean, when you start actually seeing the really transformative smiles we've been able to be a part of, you'd probably be pretty shocked that a lot of them are, you know, middle-aged men, young guys that have been missing their teeth for a while. I mean, one of the transformations I got this Friday is a gentleman that's needs 5 implants to hold an upper denture, and you know, he's I want to say 35, 40 years old. So, you know, it's kind of different how the marketing is able to really get out there with social media. And then, I mean, one of the things I was going to really try to help make clear is that marketing is a marathon and not a sprint.
Yes.
And,
all right. Well, we're done with our media. There it is.
Yeah, there you go.
You said it all right there.
All right. I mean, so with social, because I get asked all the time, you know, how do you explain your success? And I mean, besides God's grace and our practice and an amazing team, and I can talk about that all day too.
Sure.
You know, we've played the long game, and it's been, you know, the piecing together of reviews, good website content, sharing good stories. Neither one of them is your silver bullet where you're going to magically make your practice boom. But when you put it all together, what happens in Google search is something magical, and that's that you end up on the first page for everything. Right. So now we've placed ourselves on the front page for nearly any search terms within 150 miles. And so
organically,
that's almost a huge advantage. Yeah, and one thing I would share with about targeting marketing versus organic search, target marketing is going to give you good people, but they're maybe not as ready to buy. When you have an organic search patient that spends tons of time going to your website, and you can see this, by the way, when you look at time spent on site, right? You can see whether they're organic or whether you targeted them. The people that are organically searching, they're going to spend sometimes 3, 4, 5 times as much time researching you. And who do you think's ready to buy, right? When they come in, they're ready. They understand you. They know why they chose you. And so now you've got a very excited patient, which is so much easier for our team to help. So yeah, great. You know, that's just a long game though, right?
I'm glad that we organically kind of circled around to this, because what you're talking about in these social media strategies, it's not just social media, it's your full online reputation, right? It's your full online footprint and presence. And I would say that was the number one driving reason back in, I don't know, 2013, 2014, we created this concept of Forever Site, which includes ongoing aggressive updates of the doctor's websites and their pictures and their content and their team and their SEO and their social media and all of that, because it's not a one and done kind of thing. And, you know, my philosophy, owning practices and consulting as long as we have, is that we build our business on cash flow. And I certainly didn't budget for my next web build, you know, even if you're already great, I don't, doctors don't sit around and say, well, I built my website and that was so fun. Let's do it again in 18 months and pay another 5 to 10 or 20 grand. So you hit on, it's not a magic bullet, but it is a magic formula of, it's a marathon, it's constant, it should be fun, but there's something of a metronome to it.
Sure. Oh yeah. Very, very good.
I love that. So was there any surprises in like economy with your patients? Are they all like rich and they pay cash up front? And
answer yes.
Yes, they're all loaded here in Springfield, Missouri. We've got nothing but movie stars.
You found that ideal patient.
Dentists, come one, come all.
Yeah. You know, and what's great when we started this, I remember just a brief conversation with one of our Patterson reps, and it was fun. She was kind of like going, what are you trying to create here? And I said, you know what? Let's create this spa-like 5-star experience available and treated to everyone. So, whether you have insurance, whether you don't have insurance, whether you have tons of money, whether you have a little bit of money, we try to make certain that our every patient that walks through our doors gets an amazing experience that leaves them with a raving smile, not just kind of, well, that was okay. We want them. The goal is that, we have a little saying, right? It goes, at the very most, we're going to transform your life. And at the very least, we're going to improve your smile. We're going to improve your day, right? So we're going to improve your day at the very least. So.
That's awesome. Vicky, isn't he a gem? I mean, I don't mean, that saying gets used in a mean way a lot of times, but he's a true gem. I knew we needed to get him on our podcast.
I love it.
You're too much.
Well, what I'm hearing and really sensing from you, Grant, is that it's your deep commitment to people, and you're so grounded and committed in what you're doing. And what a huge role model you are.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, we have a lot of investment, honestly, in our team, because I think a lot of dentists do spend a lot of time with their team, but we as far as my wife and I, we love the team we get to work with, and we really appreciate them giving their lives to our practice and our patients. And so it's kind of a challenge of ours, and kind of a purpose to make certain that we are good stewards of that by encouraging them in life and being a part of creating an environment that when they come in every day is a joyful thing, that they get to be a part of, impacting people rather than focusing on the challenges that we all have in our lives. So it's a nice, I would say, release for a lot of people to come to work. It's kind of crazy, but that's what allows our team to deliver amazing service. I mean, when you talk about great practices and being able to do advanced dentistry, it's not about there being some amazing, fanatic, awesome dentist that has so much skills. I mean, I appreciate your comments earlier, Jen, about my skill set, and I think I'm always trying to get better, but I wish it was that simple, right? I mean, I think a lot of dentists probably do wish it was that simple. If I could just be good at dentistry and, take CE and be really great at these margins and design amazing smiles, that I can grow a practice. And we all know that, it's a little disappointing. It's a lot harder than that. And it's the people that are with your patients more than you are. And they're in the room with the patient when you're not. And they're sharing their true, authentic experience being a team member in your practice, and what it's like to work for you and with you and transform people's smiles. And when they are 100% bought in and really feel that you are for the patient, they tell patients that. And when somebody's going to part with a lot of money and invest in their smile, that's how do you put a price tag on that? And it's just fun. You see people that would maybe have a lot of hesitancy. Maybe they came in with a lot of reservations on how they're going to get their smile fixed, and they leave, not even getting the work done, and they're leaving a review saying, I can't wait to come back and transform my smile. That's a true win. And that's only given from a team that's all in on that.
That's cool. The sincerity just oozes from. It was a couple of years ago. I was looking at your website and also YouTube stuff, and I was just like, man, this just. You know what? It's probably been more than a couple of years too. When I first ran across some of your posts on, well, I bet that was. Were you posting about like 2013, 2014 even? Was it a little later than that?
Yeah. So 2013 is when Innovative Dental started. So it had been January. My wife goes. I remember she goes, you know what? I think you should get a Facebook account. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, I think you should probably start getting on there and just sharing what you're about and what your practice is going to be like. And
the hip people are starting to congregate there lately, right?
Yeah. So basically, Innovative Dental is all Lauren Olson. She's a brilliant lady, right?
That's what I wanted to do.
Me to do Facebook.
Yes, it's almost like, Vicky, we need to say, hey, let's get Lauren on it. Is that her name, Lauren?
Yeah.
Well, the secret's out, because I wondered when I first saw your stuff, I wonder if Grant is doing this or if it's his wife that's really dumping into this, because it's got a really nice touch. What's her background?
So, her background is teaching. So she taught for a while, and she's the best supporter. I mean, she comes in with an enthusiasm and support for, really something that probably started more as my vision and mission in life. And it's really something that's become ours. And she now does a lot of our marketing pieces, and she's,
does she edit those herself?
No, I mean, no. She doesn't do maybe the editing aspects of it, but
Okay.
writes a lot of the content.
Yeah.
Right now, she's working on rewriting our website content, and she does our magazine articles and things like that. So she's really great with words. She's an English teacher, so
Yes.
that skill coming from being an English teacher has helped her big time to make a difference for us.
Isn't that so cool? I'm just in awe. I mean, I sometimes wonder, man, I've got to be ready for the next question, but I want to soak on each point for like 10 minutes at a time, man. So Vicki, do you have, I mean, I don't want to hog it all. Keep going. Do you have?
I know we just said we're coming to the close of this here, but Grant, you just sound so solid in your leadership and so certain of where you are now. Was there a point in time where there was some uncertainty, or where you were trying to find your leadership foothold? And if you may be one of those lucky one, natural born leaders, and you like took charge of your Boy Scout troop, and you're just like, president of your class in high school. Were you that guy, or did you have to kind of learn your leadership steps along the way?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that there's a hunger to lead, right? So there's that, and I want to lead because I want to impact people, and I think leaders are able to do that, and I want to make a difference. But as far as just a natural God-given talent in all that area, I'd say not necessarily. It's something that was, even at the beginning, difficult to speak into a camera, or maybe do something like a podcast, or to even speak in front of a team of 6 or 8 individuals when we started. So I remember starting, I didn't really have much other than a rudimentary vision of where we wanted to go, but I knew that we wanted to be different. And so that's starting with about 6. I think we started with 6 people at Innovative Dental. I remember telling him with 6 people on the schedule. I mean, that's all we had our first day. I said, let's go out there, and you know what? We got 6 people. We can be over the top kind and make a big difference for them today. And that's really, we started just with the one, value. A lot of corporations have, 3, 4, 5 core values. And ours at first was just, I never ran a practice. Our front desk had never been front desk. Our lady who did insurance never had done insurance. I can go on and on. Nobody in the role that we were in had a skill that had been there for more than a few months. And so we had to dig deep and to just go, you know what, we want to be different. And so it tells you that mindset really is the ultimate direction for any successful business. And you got to have that. And mindset just wins, right? Because it's like the tortoise and the hare. The emotion will burn out, and you'll be a kite in the wind almost. And then if you've got a clear vision and mindset that is true to yourself every day, true to your vision every day, it's just a slow force to be reckoned with, and it'll grow an organization, and it has definitely worked well for us. But no, as far as like, how do I try to, I'm constantly listening to podcasts. I'm constantly, every morning I have a workout routine where I'm working out and lifting weights, but at the same time, I'm plugging in some YouTube motivation or listening to an audiobook. And I figure, hey, if I've got an hour in the morning, I can not only work out my body, I can work out my mind.
Right.
And that's incredibly grounding for me, because by the time I show up at work, I've already got my mind right. And I think that that's a real strength there.
I think you just put it all in a nutshell right there. Hey, there was this other little company that had the core value of be different. You might have heard of it. It was Apple. And a young guy by the name
of but look where they are.
They're doing all right.
I think they did all right with that. Man, what a pleasure it has been spending some time with you today. This has been a treat. Thank you, Chad, for recommending that we bring Grant on.
I'm so glad I did. Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was a joy to get nerding out about what I love to do every day. And so thanks.
If we weren't trying to be more mindful of our listeners' time and whatnot, I'd probably go another hour. I'm serious, but you've got your kids to get to, so I hope you enjoy your family time. And what's cool about being productive is when you kill it at work, and you do a great job with your leadership, then you can go home and enjoy family or whatever you want to enjoy, and also kind of disengage and enjoy what you want to enjoy, rather than being a slave to work and a slave to teeth and a slave to dentistry.
Something more than teeth?
Right.
Absolutely.
Come to find out.
Really? Is there more than that?
I know. Come to find out. So, Grant, we have one more silly question for you.
Sure.
You respond with the first thing that comes to mind. I'm going to give you 2 words. You choose one or the other.
All right, let's do it.
Bacon or eggs?
Oh, bacon.
All right, we got ourselves a Midwest baconer right there. Dr. Grant, thanks again for joining us.
Bacon and it's good, right?
What's that?
Well, I was just going to say, it's amazing, right?
Right, absolutely.
That's why you got to go bacon.
Because you could throw it on anything, a cheeseburger, in your eggs.
You can wrap fruit. I mean, you can wrap almost anything with bacon.
That might be pushing it, but I'll let it fly.
Yeah, fruits.
Cantaloupe.
I was reaching.
Cantaloupe wrapped in prosciutto, which is kind of tough.
Yeah, let's not. That's a bad idea. All right.
Hey, Chad, I just have to tell you, I was chatting with a friend of mine today that used to be a vegan, and I was telling her about our podcast. She's not in dentistry. And I said, yeah, we got a pig as our mascot, because my theory is that even vegans love bacon. And she goes, that's the secret. Bacon is what turns the vegans.
Nice. It is. Yeah. That's funny.
So now all the vegans are going to boo us, but that's okay.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Shunned by the vegan dental community.
We'll be shunned for this.
Oh, man.
Well, thanks to all of our listeners for joining us on this podcast today, Everyday Practices with Dr. Grant Olson. And Dr. Grant, thanks again for joining.
You bet. Thank you.
Bring your lunch or take us to the gym again next week to improve your everyday practices. Also, subscribe on iTunes, follow us on social media, and sign up for our email list. Now get out there and win with Everyday Practices.